What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and we are back with our MTSU Dynasty in NCAA Football 07. I'm excited to get back into this game. You know, the previous season, I had more fun than I expected. There are still a couple things I'm a little leery about with the game, but overall, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to get back into this season and exploring more of 07. Just a very quick recap from last year. I finished the season 11-2. My two losses were the two ranked teams we played, Louisville and Tennessee, and just had a ton of turnovers in those games that kept me from winning. But we finished with a really good season, had a pretty good recruiting class. We'll go through all of the freshmen here when we go through the redshirt stuff. And let's just jump right into it. We're going to go with the preseason options and custom schedule. I have already made the schedule. We are now two-star program, so I want to schedule 3 ranked games. And to start off, we're going to play Memphis at home. I thought that'd be a nice little in-state fun game there. North Texas, that's our first conference game. And then we're going to go right up to Madison, Wisconsin to take on the Badgers. They're 16th in the country. And then the very next week, we're going right down to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. That should be a lot of fun. It's been a while since I played in that stadium, so I like that I got to saw that on the schedule, so I automatically put them on the list here. Then we're going to have Cincinnati to come here. We're going to have an open date. And then we got a bunch of conference games locked up. And then at the end, we have another road trip to number 2 Miami. It's been a while since I played them, although that'd be a fun game as well. And we finish the season at Troy with another conference game. So again, I got 3 ranked games. All of them are pretty stout, to say the least. But it should keep the season pretty entertaining. And I'm sure a couple of these teams in the conference will give me some good games as well. So hopefully you're looking forward to some of those games. I know I am. Now let's go to Redshirt Players. Here's where we get to introduce ourselves again to our team, since it's been a while since we've got to play any of 07. Now, as you can tell, we got 19 seniors on the team. So our next recruiting class is going to be quite large. So recruiting will be a focus heading into the off season. But let's look at the roster. Let's redshirt some players, and we'll go from there. We start off at quarterback, and thankfully in 07, you get to pick your impact players. And I picked Joe Craddock as our quarterback because you got to remember, we still run a West Coast offense, and he's going to be my guy this year. And I'm really excited to see what he can do. He's got a little speed to him as well at 74, so maybe I'll run out a little bit if needed, if I'm not finding anybody open or whatnot. We'll see how that goes. But you notice we got 3 true freshman quarterbacks in the quarterback room, and I got a red shirt at least a couple of them. I'm really excited about this kid right here, Aaron McGrew. If you go over to the throw power and accuracy, he technically has the best arm of the bunch. I guess Blanchard, if you want to do the total math there, if you sum up, I guess Blanchard has the best arm. Upshaw, all the way down here, has by far the best accuracy. He was the in-season quarterback that we picked up. Really excited about him. But as long as Craddock is healthy, we won't need any of these guys. So it's just a matter of who you're going to redshirt. I can definitely see McGrew being a starting quarterback here in a couple seasons because Craddock is a junior. So I don't mind redshirting him for now. And I can... I'll probably just redshirt all 3. And we can have Patrick Johnson as our backup. Again, as long as Craddock stays healthy, we do not need any of these guys. But if Craddock goes down significantly, then I'll take the red shirt off one of these, and then we'll just go from there. But fingers crossed, hopefully Craddock can stay healthy. Now let's go to halfback. Alex Suber, this is going to be his ride for sure. We lost our big stud, our halfback last year, impact guy, played great for us. Now it's Suber's time to take the reins full time. He's got 94 speed. He's a different type of back. He's more of a scat back. He's not going to go between the tackles a ton, but we're still going to do a lot of pulling plays. And I'm really excited to get back in doing those again. Thankfully, he can catch. Again, we run a West Coast offense. I need my halfbacks to be able to catch the ball. The problem is our backups can't catch the ball whatsoever, so things will get a little bit interesting if Super goes down. But he's our stud, and we obviously can't redshirt any of these guys. Our backup, DeMarco McNair, is a downhill runner, and I'm going to use him as such when we get to that point. The problem is he's not very strong at all. 89 speed's okay. 62 catch, I mean, that's just okay, but it's just nothing great. we got a lot of smaller guys who can't catch the ball, so it wouldn't shock me if I may accidentally, like, not accidentally, but I may actually get rid of one or two of these guys, because we need halfback help in the worst way, because Suber's a junior, he'll be gone. If we can just keep him healthy, we'll be okay, but I need a different type of halfback back here. I need guys who can catch the ball and who can run to the outside a little bit. So we'll see how that goes, but we're definitely not redshirting Suber. Fullback, we're in great shape here. Senior, junior, you know I like to use a lot of 21 and 20 personnel sets. The problem is neither one of these guys can run the ball much, but they can catch a little bit. So to be honest, when we get our 21 packages or formations, these guys are going to be catching the ball for us some. And this is one of the reasons why I picked in MTSU, because they had fullbacks that can catch at least a little bit. They're slow as can be, though, so we'll see how that goes. But they're very talented for their position. At wide receiver, Bobby Williams had a great season for us last year. 750 yards, 11 touchdowns. He was our number 2 receiver. Now he's our number 1 guy. Behind him, Taryn Henry will do just fine for us, along with Michael Cannon. We do have a true freshman right here, Ryan Johnson, a little speedster. We won't need him this year. I don't know how often I'll be going 4 wide. If I do, I'll probably be using my tight end sub package. So we're going to redshirt Ryan Johnson. And speaking of using our tight end sub package, this guy right here, I'm going to try my best to get him the ball a lot more if I can. It was a little bit of a struggle last year. We just didn't get to do a whole lot over the middle, and a lot of my pass plays have my tight end going over the middle. But you notice here, he still ended up having a good season, almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. He needs the ball more, and he's definitely going to be a stud for us, so I'll try my best there. Now, we do have a junior here, Andre Brooks. We won't need him, so I don't mind redshirting a junior just for body's sake, because tight ends is one of those positions that's super hard to recruit at times. You just got to get lucky at, so hopefully we can do that. And I got them listed on my little notes here in terms of trying to find somebody in the regular season when we get to recruiting. I do need backups at all times for my tackle position, so we only have 4 guys here, so I will not redshirt Matt Carter. He will be my backup left tackle. Same at guard, but we do have a 5th guy, and he's a true freshman, Jermaine Medley. I will redshirt him. I think we'll be just fine without him this year. Hopefully neither of these 2 guys get injured. At center, this is an interesting. Look at who our starting center is, or supposed starting center. Jonathan Parks. Look how big he is. 6 feet, 232 pounds. Now, I do not remember. I'm pretty positive we had another starter last year, and it wasn't this guy. Because I do not remember ever forgetting that this guy was only 232 pounds. Unfortunately, his backup, he's bigger, and he's a true freshman. There's a very good chance I'm just going to start Archer. I need some size up front. I can't play a 232-pound center in college. If this was high school, then sure, fine, whatever. So Archer's going to be your starter. Otherwise, I'd redshirt the guy. It's not going to let me. You got to have at least 2 centers on the roster at all times. So we're going to have a true freshman there. Hopefully he does okay. And since I play under center all the time, I do not need a super smart center, because we're not going to have any high snaps, because, again, we'll be under center. Defense, we run a 4-3, and we are in decent shape here. Now, we got a bunch of seniors, but we do have these. We got a senior here. I don't like the redshirt seniors. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to do it. I'd rather have that extra spot for another freshman down the line. We do have a true freshman here, Bruce Booker, so we will definitely have him sent out this year. But we are in great shape. If I'm not mistaken, Mosley was a linebacker for us last year. We moved him down, and he really accepted the training pretty well. A lot of linebackers tend to do that when they go down the defensive end, mainly because their strength. So I like what we have here. Hopefully we can get to the quarterback a little bit better than what we done last season. Defensive tackle, we are in great shape here. We are pretty even across the board. A couple seniors, a couple juniors, a couple freshmen. So I can definitely redshirt this freshman here, Bryant Smith, and I can also attempt, I can maybe redshirt this guy. I don't want to, because defensive tackles rotate quite a bit, so I'm not going to do that. So I like where we're at in this spot here. Outside linebacker, this is another great position for us. We got 2 starters for sure. We actually have a true freshman that could start, but I need really smart guys at linebacker, because I can't control both. And I want basically smart dudes out there. So we are in good position to redshirt one of these freshmen. It's just a matter of which one. I don't want to do both. It'll let me do both. You got a spare right here, but if you play a ton of 4-3, what happens when both of these guys get exhausted? That's what worries me, so I don't like to do that. I would prefer to have somebody else be back there. So I like to have 4 guys at this position at all times. So I am not going to redshirt Clement. We'll see how he plays at left outside linebacker. He's technically battling for this spot anyways, and he may get that job over time. I may use some formation subs or something to get him out there. But this is another position where they tend to rotate out a little bit just due to being exhausted. Middle linebacker, this is a bit of a struggle, a little weakness. I mean, we're okay. I'd like for it to be better. We got a true freshman here at 84 overall. But he's just not as smart as this guy. Now, again, I need some smart guys on defense. We got another true freshman here. I'll definitely redshirt him. And we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I can get by with just 2 middle linebackers playing all year. We won't be doing any 4-3, or I'm sorry, 4-4. Thankfully, we can got several different types of 4-3 packages where we can bring a safety down if needed. Corner, we got a ton of bodies here. If you remember, if you notice, we got 4 freshmen. We have these 3 guys right here. A couple of these guys were athletes that it just didn't turn out well for us, unfortunately. And since I rarely go dime, I mean, if ever, I prefer to go nickel most of the time. I'm going to redshirt most of these guys, so I don't mind doing that right there. We can survive with 4. If for whatever reason one goes down, then I can burn a redshirt. I feel okay doing this right here. Free safety, we got nothing but true freshmen, so I'm going to redshirt one of these guys. It looks like the clear starter is going to be Sean Wright. He's a little faster and a little smarter than the other 2. So we can redshirt somebody else. These 2 look identical, except one is much stronger than the other. And I'm guessing one can tackle a little bit better. Yeah, this guy can tackle a little bit better as well. Let me just go ahead. Brandon Shack, I may just redshirt him. And we'll see how that goes. We'll just see what happens there. Strong safety, this is a little bit of a worry for me. We need some help here for next year. I mean, our best guy is a 74 overall. We got a redshirt junior here that's slower and not as smart. We just got a bunch of upperclassmen, so this is definitely a priority for us in recruiting. I wish in these games you can move free safeties and strong safeties over back and forth, but they just treat them so differently in this game. And my defense has my safeties playing like have the same responsibilities. But it is what it is, and you got to work around it. We got a redshirt freshman kicker. We don't have to do anything about that. And we got a true freshman punter, Kellen Callahan. That's a great name. He's going to be our starting punter for the next 4 years unless I find somebody better. So that is it for redshirting. Get them out of the way. We're going to go straight to the depth chart. We're going to go to rosters here, and we're going to go to depth chart. Make sure I get this all situated. Craddock and Johnson, that is correct. McNair and Gee and Webb, all that looks correct. Fullback, I'm okay with that. Wide receiver, technically I can play Jacola at wide receiver. Thankfully don't have to. We are going to go Grigsby and Johnson. Which is the better of the 2? Biggest thing here is who can catch. They look exactly the same. Because they look exactly the same, I'm going to put Robinson at the 4 spot. He's younger. Let's just give him some time. I don't know how often he'll play, though. Number 6, I got a spare wide receiver. I do not. So we'll leave that as is. At tight end, Jacola is our starter. Our backup, Quarter. He's just really slow. And he's just a very average receiver. But he's a good blocker for us, at least. We'll put Engel right there. Tackle. I should have a left tackle here, true freshman. Left guard looks okay there, one of our better players. Center, I'm going to play Archer. I wonder, we can check here. Nix, Parks, Dunbar, who's a starter. Howard's a starter. I'm just making sure that we are not missing somebody who can maybe play center. Right guard. Do I have a backup right guard? Yes, I do. Ritter. We're fine there. Right tackle, we'll just put Thompson right here. I like what I'm seeing there. Defensive end, all that looks We don't have many right ends. Let me check here. We got this guy right here. I'm okay with that. We'll have Presley back up for both. Unless one's a little smarter, but who's a better tackler? Just they look exactly the same, McCoy and Presley, and they're both sophomores, so I kind of like what I'm seeing there. That's our strength on defense for sure, these two defensive ends. Hopefully they can perform. We have a bunch of defensive tackles that look exactly the same. We were probably... I like this guy, okay. He's much bigger. We can play Jenkins because of... he's just not as strong. He can tackle. They're about the same too. What was I saying before? They're going to rotate in and out, so I'm not too worried about this. We'll just see how they all play. Left outside linebacker. We got the true freshman playing right there, but I need somebody smart here. And I usually control the right outside linebacker, so let's just start Clemens for now. And we'll see how that goes. That's not going to be confusing at all, Clemens and Clement. Middle linebacker, just hope for the best here. Nobody gets injured. Right outside linebacker, I think I'm going to have him as my... Unless I'm... Forgot that we have a backup. I don't think... Yeah, we do. Wicker. Yes. Okay. Corner. That's a pretty simple setup there. We just need some better height at that position. Free safety, I'm okay with that. Strong safety, I feel like I got to play Nixon. Just a little faster. And he's just a little smarter than Glover. Kicker, we're fine there. Punter, we're okay there. And for this, I haven't given this much thought at all. Let's look. I don't want to put Suber in too many reps out there because he's going to be playing a ton for us on offense. And I need some offense here. I don't want anybody dropping balls. We can try Henry and McNair. I'm okay with that. And then Williams, that's fine by me. So let's go back and do this again. So we're going to have Henry and McNair and Williams. Make sure it's all the same there. Henry only has 89 speed, but I'm just worried about putting Super back there. We don't need him getting hurt. At kickoff, we're okay there. Long snapper. We can have Parks, who's our backup. And we'll put the starting center behind him. And that is it. Now we can go to rosters and check out our captains. This doesn't matter a whole lot. Jacola's a team captain on offense and corner. Back, Bradley Robinson is probably the captain on defense, which is fine. We can look at program standards. We kept the bar down pretty low last year, which is good. We need to get it down a little bit lower. Playbooks, I am still sticking with the default Cal playbook. It's just been a while since I played, so I'm going to stick with this for a while, but as you can tell, it's all under center. I think we may have one gun set. Gun spread. But you know what to expect for those of you who watched the first season. I'm not going to save just yet. Audibles, I don't know about that yet. I'll play with that later. Let's go to coach options, and I want to show this right here. I rarely show this. I kind of forget to. Again, just to give you a recap of where we are. 11-2, just a great first season for us. They're not going to fire me anytime soon. Okay, now what we can do is go to ESPN the magazine. Preseason polls. West Virginia, Miami, LSU, so we're taking those two guys on later on. I want to see where we are at. We had a good season, but I'm curious to see where they put us. 51st in the country, B- overall, C+ offense, a little bit better on defense and such. Of course, we can look at this, but nothing really is showing there. We can go to Heisman Watch. Graham Harrell, Pat White, John David Booty, Marlon Lucky, Brian Brom, just a who's who back then. That was a wild season. The 2007 season, if you go on YouTube, go find like just a little documentaries on the 2007 season, how wacky it was. It was insane. Crazy year. Let's go to preseason All-Americans. I doubt we'll have anybody on here, but we can check. First team, second team, I highly doubt it. But what we can do is go to the all Sunbelt team. Bobby Williams is first team. Chicola. Who else we got on here? Nobody on the defensive side. Second team, I'm sure we got a couple of guys here. And I am dead wrong. We literally have 2 guys that are on both the first and second team. Of course, preseason doesn't matter. All depends on what happens on the back end. But at least we got some skill guys we can get the ball to that we feel pretty good about. Let's go to Conference Outlook. They have us picked for second, right behind Arkansas State. We'll see how all that goes. Of course, we did win the Sun Belt Championship last year. That is it. I think we're ready for recruiting. Now, I did make some notes. And I got a handful of positions that we kind of need to look at. First of all, we need to check out our pipeline states. Alabama's a pipeline. I'm trying to keep that as a pipeline I like because we're really close to it. I want to keep that one. We could keep going, see what else we have. We still have Florida as a pipeline. I had a couple people say, hey, we need to keep that as a pipeline. I understand that because there's just a ton of kids coming out of Florida. But it's not a super need for us. It's still a little bit far for us, but we can make it a priority if you want to. Georgia's a pipeline. I want to keep that as a pipeline for sure. It's just closer. It should be a little bit cheaper on the recruiting front to go after these guys compared to Florida. We can keep going. I would love to have Kentucky as a pipeline just because it's super close. And it's just, I have a lot of friends and family who live in Kentucky. I think that'd be pretty cool to have as a pipeline, but I guess it's not a big need. We can keep going. That may be it for the pipelines outside of Tennessee, of course. I wouldn't mind if we can go back here. I think it would be a good idea to make North Carolina a pipeline. It's a border state. I wouldn't mind making that a priority. I'd rather, to be honest, have this as a pipeline over Florida. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense because there's just more kids come out of Florida. But, again, it'll be a little bit cheaper on us if we went that route. Of course, Tennessee, and that is it. So let's go straight to Tennessee. Now, I have halfback, wide receiver, tight end, tackle, center, middle linebacker, and safety as big needs for us. So that's what we're going to pay attention to. Now, halfback, now we're a 2-star program, so I'm only going to go after 3-star kids here. The problem with going after a kid like this, he looks like a good, strong downhill runner. He's a power guy, as you can see over on the left. But you have no clue if these guys can catch the ball or not. I run a West Coast offense, and as you know, my 2 favorite concepts in the run game is toss, the actual toss, and counter. They work fairly well in this game compared to 06. And I want to continue doing that. Well, what do those 2 run concepts have in common? They're both outside run plays. So I need some speed there. So this guy doesn't fit what I need. But if I was doing a lot of downhill stuff, you better believe I'd go after him. But again, I have no clue if he can even catch or not. So I'm going to bypass that guy. Receiver, here's a 3-star kid. I like his size. 4.31 looks really good. You just got to hope he can catch. But I'll definitely want to take a chance on him. Tight end. 3-star, 4.6, yes. Josh Clayton. Hopefully this guy can catch. He's definitely got the speed. We definitely need pass catchers at tight end. We'll take a chance on him. 4-star, we're not going to bother. Let's keep going. We got plenty of defensive tackles, and that guy's a 4-star anyways. Here's a couple of corners. This guy really fits what I want to do. Hey, he's from Ottawa as well. The other guy we just put a scholarship on is from there. As well. This guy, 4.39, A awareness, and he's tall. 6'2", I'll definitely take a chance on him. We don't need any free safety. Strong safety we do, but they don't have anybody here. So let's go to Alabama next and see what we got. Plenty of wide receivers. Here's 2 3-star guys. You just don't know. 5'10", 200-pounder. Not very fast. He's not very big. This guy is tall, but he's not. 4.48 is really slow for wide receiver. But again, these guys may have A+ catch, but I'm not super excited about either one of them, so we'll keep going. A couple 4-star tight ends. We do a lot of pass blocking, but we do run a kind of a balanced offense. So I still wouldn't mind finding a good balanced tackles that are also smart, due for the pass blocking. This guy looks good enough for me. Alex Hill, little 3-star kid. He's not the biggest in the world, but he's smart. So I don't mind putting one on him. Keep going. Let's see. Outside linebackers, we are okay here. We got 2 true freshmen that are going to start for us probably next year. So I'm not in a big need or in a big hurry to get somebody at that position. Middle linebacker, yes, but these are 4-star kids. Corner, again, we got several 3-stars, but we got a ton of bodies, and nothing really excites me here from what I can tell. We can bypass all that. They don't have a strong safety, so we can keep going. Next, I want to go to Georgia. They got a ton of bodies, as you can see over the bar on the right. Quarterback, we don't need anybody here. Like, I bet this kid's got a great arm, but we just don't need him. We can keep going. Let's see here. More wide receivers, 3-star kids. 6'3", 190. This kid's a little stronger. You look here, we got 4 guys coming back, and so we need to go after a couple more. I'm sure we'll have no problem getting receivers in the offseason. But whatever last couple of scholarships we got left, I may put it on a couple of these guys. We'll just see how that goes. Again, I wish you could see if they could catch or not at this position, or at this part of the game, but you can't. Tackle, here's another 3-star kid, 6'7", 300. Not bad. I may come back to him. We got other fish to fry. Guard, 4-star. Couple of defensive tackles. That's not a big need for us unless I can find one that's just big. I can't get a defensive tackle that's 264 pounds. I'm sorry. Here's a 3-star middle linebacker, 4.48 A awareness. That's all looks really good to me. I don't need him to be super huge either. Victor Dowdale. That's a great name. I don't mind putting a scholarship on him. 4.48 is pretty fast for a middle linebacker, so I'll take that any day of the week. Strong safety, nothing there either. So let's, I'll make a little note, come back to Georgia, because there's a couple guys there that I may put a scholarship on later on. Let's go to, I want to go to Kentucky and see what we got here. A couple of quarterbacks is just not a need for us, even though this guy looks pretty, he's a big kid. I'm sure he can throw pretty good. Wide receiver, 4.31. Woo! 5'11", 160. I'm going to take a chance on 4.26. He's not really smart, though. Let's just keep going for now. Again, for me, as long as they catch, then I'm okay with it. Here's a 3-star guard. We're okay at guard. I need some maulers. I really don't need any good pass protection because pass protection is a big thing is on the outside. Let's just keep going. We got plenty of scholarships to use. We're okay here. I kind of wish I would find some strong safeties. I'm just not seeing any. Louisiana, we don't care. Let's go to North Carolina before we'll go to Florida. If I can get to it first. Completely missed it. There we go. Let's see. I don't mind. Here's speed and balanced. It makes you wonder if this guy can catch a little bit. I'm going to take a chance on him because we still need somebody who can run the ball. And I need somebody who can at least have some strength to him. 4.43 is not bad. I actually don't mind. Let's go after a couple of these guys. I'm okay with that. Wide receiver. Here's a 3-star kid. Big kid. Humongous. I don't mind. We do a lot of curls and a lot of short stuff. So having possession receivers is a good thing. So I don't mind taking a chance on this kid. 6'3", 225. That's just intriguing to me. Hopefully he can catch the ball. And I actually wouldn't mind if they can block some. 470 on a squat for a wide receiver is pretty impressive. He almost looks like a tight end. Speaking of, here's a couple of 3-star kids. They're really slow. That's worrisome. So I'm not going to take a chance on any of those. 3-star guard, 6'2", 285. Not the biggest, not the strongest either. Let's keep going. Here's a 3-star middle linebacker. 6 feet, 229, 4'6". That's okay. Let's just keep going. 3-star corner. Nobody has strong safety there either. So let's go to Florida. I'll put a note here. There was a couple guys I kind of like there. Let me, just in case we got spares. Let's go to Florida. Quarterback, this guy looks the part at least. I like his size. Just don't know if he can throw or not. Halfback, again, this is a big priority for me. Here's 6'1", balance, speed, balance. You just don't know if any of these guys can actually catch the ball. I like this guy. He can 4.43 is fast enough, and he seems pretty smart. And being balanced, maybe he can catch a little bit. I'll take a chance on this kid right here. Heath Pitts. That's a good name. Fullback. Too slow. Don't even know if he can catch. I'm scared to death to go after fullbacks in the regular season. Unless you're super fast. But that's about it. A bunch of 3-star receivers here. 6'3", 195. And he's smart. He's stronger of the three, at least on the squat. He's just not very fast. I don't need super speed at wide receiver in this position, or, in our offense. I like his size, though, but for whatever reason, none of that really intrigues me. So let's just keep going. Tight end, 4.88. He's a 4-star. I'm not going to bother. Several 3-star tackles here. A+, 6'3", 313 at Sarasota Springs. Let's take a chance on him. And this guy looks just as good. I wouldn't mind finding a center. I had no center. Keep going. Defensive end. Again, these 495 is not bad on the squat. But the problem is, this is why linebackers do so well at defensive end. Look at this outside linebacker squat. 570 compared to this guy. That's why you see these linebackers do so well. That's why I can't go after this guy. I love his size, though. He looks the part. Jimmy Doty. Not very smart, though. We'll keep going. Middle linebacker, 4.65. Not the fastest. It says we need some help at defensive end, though. We may need to move some guys down some more. 6'1", 230. 6'3", 225. That's a 4-star. Corner, free safety, and no strong safety. So that's all the states I want to go after. We got 2 spots left, and I didn't find a center. Fullback, we'll worry about that in the offseason. Defensive end, I'd rather just move a middle linebacker down. And what we can do, let me check something really quick. I should have done this earlier. Let's check out our linebackers in general and see if we got some size we can move down. He's a freshman. He's going to start for us. 6'2", 244. This guy may be a defensive end next season. So I'm just not ready to put a scholarship on a defensive end of the regular season. So with that being said, we'll go back. We got 2 spots left. And strong safety, we just didn't find anybody in any of our states that we was going after. So let's go back to Georgia. We had a couple of guys there that I somewhat liked. And let me just see here. Yeah, it was one of them was another wide receiver. Here's a couple of these 3-star kids, 6'3", 190. And 5'11", 190. That's just too slow and too small for me. We'll try Zach Ramsey. And the other one was it a linebacker of some sort? I should have wrote that down. We got one guy there. Let's go to North Carolina. I had that written down. I want to turn this to a pipeline anyway. So let's go back here. 6 feet, 229. I think it was another wide receiver. Oh, we already got 3 on the list. I probably need to stop there. I'm going to find a guard. Here's a 3-star, pretty smart, 5'2", 605 on the squat. Let's find somebody in one of our pipelines or one of the states we're going after. See if we can find somebody better. 640, 6'3", 305. Let's go after this kid out of Radcliffe, Kentucky. Let's do that. So that's the end of all of our scholarships. Now what we can do is go to play week. And we're going to simulate the bye week. And then we will distribute our points. And I think what I may do is go to practice mode and we can play around with some of our starters and such. I think that'd be a pretty good idea. Just for a few minutes. I don't really have anything to show, so that may be a waste of time. But I think it's pretty cool you got practice mode in Dynasty mode. So I like to use that. I'm going to use that quite a bit between now and the first game. I'm hoping I will have that game either Saturday or Sunday. I got a pretty busy weekend. We'll just see how that goes. The next couple of nights are going to be busy for me. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can do this. Completely forgot. Okay. Now let's go to recruiting. And let's just look here. Okay, this guy, Zach Ramsey, we got a negative pitch around the very bottom, so we're not going to put any points on him. We got a positive for this halfback, and he's got B hands. That should be good enough. Now, B hands for a halfback is like 62 at best. But I'm willing to take a chance on him at least. So let's keep going. I'm just quickly, here's another. I'm actually glad we're seeing these negative pitches. That's one less guy I have to go after. This guard doesn't like us. I'm just going through, see if any other positive or negative pitches. And what I probably will do is distribute points evenly. We'll do 10 points for now. So Ramsey doesn't care about us. We're going to put 10 points on him, on Wilson. We'll look at this corner. I like what I see here. I like his height. His speed is good enough. So I don't mind taking a chance on him. We'll put 10 points there. This was the guard who has a negative pitch, so I'm not going to bother. Damian Cumby, halfback, A-plus hands. Yes, sirree. That's what we need right there. Now, A-plus hands at halfback is like 70, but boy, he fits our offense perfectly. We'll definitely put 10 points on him. Here's another halfback, B hands. He looks, looks fine to me. What I may do is either I can go after 3 halfbacks and not get any, or go after one real hard and hopefully get him. Remember what happened in our Hawaii Dynasty? In the last regular season, we went after like 4 halfbacks, didn't get none of them. So let me put 10 points on him for now, and we can decide that later. Wide receiver, A+. Look at this kid. He's slower than Moses for a wide receiver, but he's got A+ hands. He's a pure possession receiver who can block. Really fits what I need. So I'm down for getting this guy. It's very hard to find guys with really good hands. We'll definitely go after him. Tight end. Yes, A- hands. He would be perfect in our offense. He's really small. He's tall at least, but 227, but that's okay. We'll go after him. Left tackle. This kid really likes us. We'll definitely go after him. Wide receiver. B+ hands is okay. 6'3", 204. And we're high on the list at least. So I don't mind going after him. We need bodies there because we're about to run out of them. Here's another tackle. 6'2", 290 out of Alabama. We got a chance here, and we need some help at tackle. We'll put 10 points there for now. Again, I'm more than likely going to do the spread the wealth type of method. Just spreading them all out, just kind of working off of that. Middle linebacker, 4'48". I really want this kid. Looks like he really wants to go to Miami, though. But it's hard to find that kind of speed at middle linebacker. And he's pretty smart, too. So we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is, let's go back and look at these 10 guys and really decide who we really want. And that way I want to put a little more points on some other guys. We got to have this kid, he's okay. I'm going to take the chance and just not go after him. We're going to run the ball enough to where I think we're going to be okay there. What worries me a little bit is our halfback room is still kind of crowded. But I'm going to take the chance and just not go after him. I need somebody who's got great hands. So we're not going to bother with him. I want this kid because he's tall. There's not as many tall corners in 07 compared to 06. So if you can find them, grab them. And his vertical of 40 inches, I don't know what that equates to, but I need height for sure. Damian Cumby, I got to have this kid. So we're going to leave him on there. Pitts is just a B overall, or a B on the hand. So I'm going to cut my losses with him. Wide receiver, Craig, we've already talked about him. I really want this kid. A+ hands. Tight end, we got to have this kid. A- hands. Matt Graham, I have to decide on these tackles. I think I'm going to go after both. We need some bodies here. Because if you look here, we got 4 coming back. I want to have at least, but if you notice, 2 juniors. We'll go after both. We'll probably end up with maybe one of them. So I don't mind the way that's situated. I like this kid a whole lot. 640. Let's just go ahead and just cut our losses. I don't mind doing that. Let's just go ahead and cut our loss of this guy. We can put more points elsewhere. Middle linebacker, I want this kid due to his speed and awareness. So we are down to now 7 guys, I think. 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 divided 100 divided by 7 is what? That's like 13 points apiece. 3, that's more like 14 points. Let's do 15. And I'm going to run out. Let's do 14. I think this is smart. It's like a mix of the two methods. Go after just 4 guys and put all your eggs in those baskets, or spread it out as much as you can and hope for the best and just dwindle it down over time. This is a little bit of both. We got 4 there and 4 here, and I want to put an extra point on the tight end. We're going to put 2 on this. Yeah, we're going to put 1 right here and 1 right here. So 15 and 14, I'm okay with that. So I hope you're excited about the possibility of getting some of these kids. I really want these 3 right here. Cumbie, Craig, and Clayton. That would be an awesome trio to have as skill guys going forward. Really excited about that. Okay, I'm not going to do the practice thing. There's really nothing to see there. I think y'all know what I'm going to run. It's not going to be a whole lot different than what we've done in the last season. All right, guys. Hope you are excited. We got Memphis coming up. That's our first game. Looks like an even matchup. And it should be a whole lot of fun. Looking at their stats here, looks like they run the ball halfway decent. And they won their first game. So can't wait to play that little in-state game. Should be a lot of fun. All right. Come on back, and I'll talk to you later.